Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Morning Intentions. Today is Monday, October 27th. Annette, I got to start off. Since we're doing hustle culture this month, and this is the last week of hustle culture, I have to ask you, did you hustle for your worth or for success this weekend?
Let me think about that. Did I hustle for my worth? In some ways, I did. And in other ways, I didn't.
I thought you would say, no, I didn't hustle at all. I just found joy in every moment, and I knew my worth and my value for every second. What were the things, if you don't mind sharing, were you hustling for your worth or for success, and where weren't you?
Last week, we did the Never Enough cycle. I noticed that the particular project that I worked on over the weekend, I was really sad when my weekend was over. I was disappointed. When we're talking about feeling our feelings, I was disappointed because I wanted to keep going on my project. And then I thought about, why do I feel so sad? I had such a great time working on my project. I had a lovely time working on my project. And then I felt sad. When you think about that never enough cycle, I was doing a little bit of the moving the finish line because I actually accomplished more than I thought I was going to accomplish, but it did come from a place of joy. I was just really enjoying myself. I felt really sad when the time was over. And as the day was ending, I thought, oh, I don't get to do this until next weekend.
If you had to take a step back and analyze the why behind why you felt so sad, what would you say?
That I really need to talk about what we're talking about this week. Because there was a lot of achievement without fulfillment. I felt fulfilled in the moment, but then I felt sad when it was over. What we're going to talk about this week is going to help me.
I think it is too, and maybe you can start us off and know maybe about it actually. Give us the definition of hustle culture once again. And of course, the please is implied.
Okay. No, I knew that about. I know that about you. That's what we always say. Okay. So hustle culture is the belief that our value as human beings is measured by how much we accomplish, how busy we stay, or how much money we make. It's the mindset that says, I must keep producing, achieving, improving myself to be worthy of love, success, and respect. While it can appear as ambition or dedication, hustle culture often stems from an unconscious drive to earn one's sense of worth through external validation such as recognition, financial success, or approval. It leads people to hustle for money as proof of success and to hustle for worth as proof of identity. True fulfillment arises when we remember that our worth is inherent, not earned, and our efforts can flow from purpose rather than pressure.
That flowing from purpose rather than pressure, that speaks to my soul.
Tell us more.
Well, that pressure to be or to do and to be who you think other people want you to be and do what you think other people want you to do or what is expected of you, that adds so much unnecessary and unneeded pressure to life, but it only becomes unnecessary and unneeded when you realize what's going on. It just feels like normal life or how things turn out, and you can wonder, at least I have, does everyone feel this way? Is everyone feeling that intense pressure to be and do like I have? Even talking about hustle culture and making it a theme on our podcast, probably more people think this way or feel this way than we would ever know. It might just be this unspoken reality that permeates everything and everyone. We just don't talk about it. But then once you notice it, once you know it, it's hard to not see it once again. It's hard to not notice it when you know what's going on. And with that, I also wanted to share our value statement, our definition of value that we have around here, because this is true for me. This is true for Annette. This is true for you listening. This is true for everyone you know, everyone you see, even if they aren't acting like it. I have all the value I could ever have simply because I exist. I don't need to earn my value, achieve greater value, and my value can never be reduced or taken away. My value is inherent. So, Annette, I want you to keep your story of your weekend in mind as we go through this week. And I want to check in with you at the end of the week to see if your perception has changed or you're ready for the next weekend and the next part of your home projects to see if anything inside of you has shifted.
That sounds good. I think this will be a really helpful week because we're going to talk about living beyond the hustle by creating a worth-centered life. When I look at my notes here about what we're going to share, first off, I can see I did have the achievement without fulfillment going on because what I did was I concentrated more on what I accomplished or how much I would have preferred that the weekend to keep going so I could accomplish more or achieve more. And I didn't, or I wasn't as intentional. That would be the better way to say it. I wasn't as intentional about just celebrating and having gratitude for the joy that I did have. You know, we talk about the joy is in the doing. I did have a lot of joy is in the doing going on. But then when it ended, it was like, oh, I want to finish. I want to go further. I want to keep going. And that became my focus inside myself. And that would be taking away the fulfillment. It would be more on concentrating on what I didn't achieve.
And I think that is the trap, even with the idea of joy is in the doing. Because what can happen is then we can get tricked in our own brains to think joy is only in the doing. Like we can only feel that joy, we can only feel that worth and that value when we're doing. I mean, it's a good shift, of course. First, we can see there's only value and worth when we've done, when we finish something or we have an accomplishment or achievement. A good shift is find the joy in the doing. That's a step in the right direction.
So I did do that, but I didn't take it all the way home, so to speak.
Right. So we can have a good step of finding the joy in the doing. It's not when you're done. It's not what you've accomplished. You're just finding joy in that moment. Here, I'm outside or I'm cleaning my house. I'm working on my car. I'm going golfing. We can find that joy in the doing. We want to always take that one more step and stop at the joy because we don't want to find ourselves in this place where we say, I can only find joy if I'm doing.
Or if what I'm doing is done.
Correct. Both of those will always end up in the same place and they get into that addictive mentality or that habitual mentality because then our nervous system starts to see, well, joy and worth come through this doing. So I have to keep doing that in order to feel that sense of worth or that sense of accomplishment. As long as we're making steps in the right direction, we don't want to demean that or diminish that. We never want to stop with steps in the right direction. We always want to keep making those steps. And our goal is to get to the sense of what that value statement talks about. I have all the value I could ever have simply because I exist. It's not because I exist and I'm doing the right thing or I'm doing something. I just have value because I exist, because we want to come from this place of being as opposed to doing. Even on a day you don't do anything, you can still feel that sense of value within you. That's our goal.
And I know we're going to introduce practice tomorrow that I have not done. This is going to be a new practice for me. And I'm really looking forward to that because I think that would have helped me over the weekend.
I can't wait. But for today, our intention is a curiosity question. Do I find joy only when I accomplish something or achieve something, or can I find joy in the doing? Can I find joy only when I accomplish something, or can I find joy in the doing? Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.